Welcome back to FPL Spad, your best place to find FPL content for the 23-24 season. My name is Spad. Today, I'm sharing with you my top differentials for Game Week 13. In this, I'm going to try to pick some players with a low price point and good game weeks ahead. If you like my content, please like and subscribe to my channel for future FPL content. Now let's get on with this top differential for Game Week 13. So, for my top differentials for Game Week 13, for the goalkeeper, I have Johnston in goal at 4.6 million. His ownership is at 5.7, which is low, considering he's a top second scorer for goalkeepers at 50 points. Only second to Allison. 7 bonus points already as well. He's got 3 good games, in my opinion, coming up. Luton away, West Ham away, and Bournemouth at home. You must be thinking, West Ham away, good game? I think so, because they got a week's rest between Luton and West Ham, while West Ham will play in the game midweek. So they'll be less tired. They'll be more tired, for that game. And Crystal Palace will have a better opportunity to keep a clean sheet, especially as we don't know when Bowen's back, Antonio is out. You're looking like a better game than before. Just like when Wolves thought Tottenham's going to be a hard game, turned out to be a good game for them, didn't it? That's how it works in FPL. Sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad, but you can predict it. Now let's move on to the next one. And to partner him up in defense, I have Gay, his partner in the back for Crystal Palace. Like I said, they've got good games coming up for the next 3 games where he's able to score some clean sheet points. And if they score clean sheet points, he's most likely to score some bonus points as well for defensive work as well. He's made average amount of points so far, 42, not bad. 5 clean sheets, letting 13 goals, not that bad. In my opinion, a good pick at 4.6 million, and his ownership is at 5.3. A decent pick for differential defender. Next up, we have Shinchenko. In my opinion, he was one of my top picks at the start of the season to play. He didn't perform. He was quite out of form for a while, but recently he's looking like he's getting it back, and he's got his confidence coming back again. So in my opinion, it's a good differential pick with only 6.9% have chosen him at 4.9 million. A great price, especially if you're trying to get rid of Cash or Trippier or any other Newcastle defender. He's a great replacement for them, and he's cheap. And Arsenal have got some good games coming up against Brentford away, Wolves at home, Luton away, Villa away, Brighton at home, then Liverpool away. The last 3 games are a bit hard, but I expect Arsenal to do something against Villa and against Brighton. The Liverpool game is a lot harder. Anfield will always be harder at Anfield, but that's a long way away. But for the coming fixtures ahead, he's a great differential pick in my opinion. Someone who I'll be looking to bring in, if I'll be able to bring him in the coming games ahead. Next up, we have someone who's been on form for the last 2 games, Milenko. In my opinion, Everton will be fired up after getting those 10-point sanction. So their next game against United at home, they'll probably look to make a point, and I expect him maybe to get an assist in that game and hopefully keep a clean sheet. And they got Forest away, which is going to be a hard game because Forest away, they are solid, but I expect them to do some sort of damage there because they need to make up for those 10 points that they've lost. But they do have some hard fixtures coming up. Newcastle at home, Chelsea at home, but then they have Burnley away and then Tottenham away. So there's a bit of not great fixtures, but some people have been bringing him in a lot this game week. His ownership is only at 2.4% and only costs 4.4 million. So great, cheap defender. He has scored 42 points, nearly enough same as any other average defender. But recently, just come into a little bit of form, but getting 2 goals and an assist in the last 2 games. So if you want to go for him, yes, great differential will boost you up in ranks if he scores a buttload of points again. So he could be a good differential choice. Now, for the first midfielder differential, I have Cole Palmer. He's been in my other differential videos as well, and is just about a differential at 8.1% ownership. His price has gone up to 5.2 as well, as people have been bringing him in, as he keeps still scoring penalties. He's scored 4 goals so far, and all 4 can be penalties. But he's got 3 assists as well, so he's got that in his locker. Not much for bonus points, only 4, but he doesn't play as many games as everyone else. He's on 47 points at the moment. 3 yellow cards, so he's 2 yellow cards away from suspension. So that's, you need to look out for that as well. The coming game weeks they got coming up are quite hard in my opinion. Newcastle away, Brighton at home, Man United away, Everton away, and then it gets a bit easier with Sheffield at home and Wolves away. I wouldn't be bringing him in, but just because he's on penalties, Chelsea can get a penalty and still lose, and he will get the goal. So at 5.10 million, could be a good choice, but he's becoming less of a differential as more people are bringing him in. He's one of the highly transferred players this game week. So it's a 50-50 choice on if you want to bring him in. Personally, I would want to be bringing him in if I had a wild card and I had 8 attackers that I'm rotating with. Then it'll be a great choice to bring in. Next up, we have Doku. 2 game weeks ago, he scored a great amount of points, 22. Everyone bought him in, and then he got just a single point, and everyone that bought him in was left surprised. Oh, why didn't he score no points? Because it doesn't work that way. It's not going to score points every week. But I got a feeling he will start against Liverpool because I think Pep is going to try target Trent on the right when he's defending. And with Doku's pace and trickery, he can easily do Trent. As we all know, Trent ain't the best defensively, attacking-wise as he is, and Trent will be caught out of position quite a few times, in my opinion, in the game on Saturday at 12:30 kickoff. He did play quite a bit in the international, Trent, so Doku will be licking his lips playing against Trent. And I think Pep is going to do that. So he'll be playing that game. Then they got some average game, but Man City is Man City. No game for them is really hard unless it's Arsenal or Liverpool. They got Tottenham at home, and I expect them to get a result there. Villa away, Luton away, and Crystal Palace at home. And then they blank in game week 18. So you got to be careful of having Man City players all the way to then. But they've got some great fixtures just before that blank as well. Luton away and Crystal Palace at home. So you wouldn't want to miss out on those points if he starts. It all comes down to that rotation. We know Grealish is back as well, and Pep always likes to rotate. Bernardo Silva plays, but he's been playing every minute so far. So has Alvarez. But De Bruyne could be back anytime. Not sure exactly the time period when he'll be back. So it's a rotation risk. But he's cheap at 6.7 million. His ownership has gone up since that crazy week he had to 7.2%. People have been still bringing him in, thinking, same thing as me, that he can get some great points in the coming game weeks ahead. So he is a differential, but a gamble at the same time. Then we have one of my favorites, Eze. In my opinion, he's a quality player, just coming back from injury, and the 2-week international break must have done him some good to build us match fitness up and get back to starting games for Crystal Palace, as I know he is on set pieces, corners, penalties, and he's attacking threat from open play as well. He's got some good games coming up against the next 3, but even the hard games, you wouldn't put it past Ezra to get a goal or an assist in those games either, as he is one of the most dangerous people for Crystal Palace. And I expect him to perform for his team. So he's one of my top picks for differential for game week 13. And then for attacker, I have Dominic Solanke. He's come back in a little bit of form and got more goals than he did the whole of last season already. I expect this form to continue with the games that they have against Sheffield United away, Villa at home, Crystal Palace away. And then they have Man United away as well. Then Luton at home, and then Forest away. Those are some good games from Bournemouth who want to put some points on the board and avoid relegation. So they're just going to try and score as many points as they can. They're looking like they get a bit better now with the new manager, and I expect him to start scoring some goals and getting assists. Because he's always been a quality player, just a bit inconsistent. Maybe it's down confidence or the way Bournemouth play. But in my opinion, he's a great differential pick for a striker, for your third striker, most likely. So go for him if you can. So from that differential list, I'll pick 3 players, and that'll be Dominic Solanke, Eze, and Shevchenko. In my opinion, those 2 players are not a must, but good set of differentials to have to maybe boost your rank up in your mini league. If you're trying to claw points back, the only way you really can is by playing differentials that score points on a consistent basis. And when you know the time is up, you take them out in time. In my opinion, these 2 players should be being brought in as soon as possible In my opinion, that will help you boost your rank in the coming games ahead. So check them out. So that's it for my differential video for Game Week 13. I hope you enjoyed it and found it interesting and got some tips off it for your transfers for Game Week 13. If you like my content, please like and subscribe to my channel for future FPL content. If you're new around here, please share with as many people as you can to help me grow to at least 100 subscribers by the end of the month. It'll be very much appreciated. If there's anything that you want to ask me, any questions that you need help with your team, please leave a comment on the video and I'll respond as soon as I see it to help you out with your teams. Thank you again for watching me. See you again next time. See ya!